All right, everybody, welcome back to the Angels Rebuild series here on MLB The Show 25. We are halfway through the year, hitting the All-Star break, and we are 52 and 44 with this squad. A mixture of some pretty good players. I'd say Oswaldo Cabrera has been a really nice addition. Buddy Kennedy, who was a trade we did last season, ends up looking to be a pretty solid player for us despite his OVR. I think this guy's a pretty incredible guy. Good speed on him. So the top of the lineup is filled with players that could just get on base. Followed by the hitting power of Trout and O'Hoppe. You're talking about guys that can kind of light it up where we need to there. You know, in the lefty side, I think when we mix up the lineup a little bit too, we also still continue to have some pretty solid guys. We've added Kyron Paris into the active, into the major. We called him back up. I want to have a guy here that we can kind of grow a little bit more here. And I think based on where we're at, this is probably where he will be for the remainder of the season, or at least that's the goal, unless some injuries could potentially happen. Some of the guys that we brought in, right, like Andy Ibanez and Mauricio Dubon, these are guys that we brought in with hopes of being like a good Swiss Army knife for the squad, and I think they've turned out well. Players that have not done as best as I would have hoped is someone like Mickey Moniak. Moniak, to me, oh, I guess he got picked up by the Rockies in real life. Yeah, he was cut during spring training. Is that true? Is Mickey Moniak on the Rockies now? Oh, he is. Okay, Mickey. That's awesome to see, man. Good to see that guy's actually doing it. So Mickey Moniak is a player that I hope we can kind of grow here. We have a decent contract there. It's not to say that we can let him go, but we may make a trade. You know, in real life, he's no longer on the Angels. So what if we made a trade with a team like the freaking Rockies? I wouldn't be upset with that kind of trade. We might have to make that move. That would be kind of interesting there. Where are the Rockies? Oh, there they are, 37.58. Ooh, we might be able to make a trade for those guys, but today is the big day. We got ourselves a draft day situation here. And when I look at this rotation, I think Kokonowitz is the starter. He is. So when I see that, I wanted to update this rotation here. I want to get Detmers up here to give him a little bit more reps. And Soriano's going to come in. And we'll let Victor Medeiros kind of play that reliever. Medeiros, 24 years old. He's only been called up once, but you got these youngsters, you got to try them out. Sissa, to me, is going to be a guy that I'd like to have up here in the rotation. Let him get his feet wet, and hopefully it works out there for us. I'd say the closing situation with someone like Ben Joyce has been pretty solid. The guy is doing very well for us, 23 saves so far this season. So Kokonowitz is the guy. I think that is going to get us to the end of this one here. It looks like Dubon is on a 14-game hitting streak. We're going to go ahead and simulate that. That's not really a big deal. Oh my gosh! Michael Conforto tore his freaking Achilles! Are you kidding me, bro? Oh man, so the Moniak trade is not something I'd like to do there. We're going to go to the draft, but that is a ridiculous bombshell there for us. Conforto, to me, man, was playing well. I'm like, is he just not that guy? Do we move on from Soler, have Conforto play DH from time to time? Like, I don't know. Is he a guy that can play first base? We got to look at that. But we're at the draft, right? There's a couple different players out here that we've been scouting along the way. We got the 3rd overall pick. So I'm hoping we got our dogs, man. I'm hoping we got the guys that could really step up, but we're going to check that out. I'm going to make a board real quick so we can talk through some of the players, and I'm looking forward to seeing if we bring in the dogs. So we have about 34 players on our board, ranging from a couple different areas. but there's some pretty interesting prospects here. Of course, you got the #1 prospect in the entire draft in Michael Crosby. If he falls to us, that would be sweet. You got Carlo Sandoval's another guy I was looking at. I think this guy could be a very good player. The fact that these are the 1-2s there, that's pretty solid. Now, the #3 prospect on our board is a right fielder, and we definitely need one. He's 23 years old. He's 20 years old, 6'3", out of Texas. The guy's starting out with some power from the get, and with the potential he has, if he starts off as a high 60, early 70s, with the potential of at least a B, you're talking about a guy that could really pop off for us. We also have some other pitchers here that I thought were pretty solid, that I think could help us out. No one really too perplexing here or like really jawing. But Neil Kaminsky would be a guy in the next round. If he falls to me, I'd be pretty happy about that. But there was a gentleman here that I'm wondering if they're going to show him. And it's not Albert Zietlow. I wonder if they showed it, because I thought I pinged it. It was interesting. I think it was maybe in the later rounds. I think it was in the later rounds. It's not Zietlow. I think it might be... this guy right here, Octavio Walter, was drafted last year. He was drafted last year in the second round, and they didn't sign him. So you have a guaranteed prospect that looks to be within our range there in the second round. If we could take him in the second round, you get another second baseman that can help out with the infield future. He's 20 years old, out of Germany. I mean, it could be a little bit of a reach if possible, but he's a good base hitter. He's a pretty big target, good arm, good fielding, decent arm. I think second base is probably a good spot for him. Not the fastest guy, but the vision's there, and I think, we can build his power over time. So that was the shocking one there. I was like, oh, I've never seen that. A player actually was once drafted. You look at some other guys like Martin Stone, who was a non-rated player on the board. We might be able to get this guy maybe in the 3rd or 4th round. Martin Stone, to me, has got the velocity already, and you're talking about adding him down the road at 18 years old. We don't got to bring this guy up until he's like halfway done through his contract. We just let him chill down there, grow. And if he starts off in the 50s with the potential of like in the Bs, dude, he'll be ready to roll in like 3 or 4 years. And then it'll be time to kind of let him loose at 23, 24 years old. So that's a player that I'd be pumped about. We got some outfielders here in the later rounds that I think are pretty okay, but you got to find guys where you can. Ryan Schaefer is 39 on the board. He's going to, for us, because of our scouting, he turns out he's not that great. He's like a 3rd rounder, maybe. Ramon Uribe is a guy I really like. Good potential range there. If he's in like a C, that'd be cool. If he's like a 60 something, that's even better for me. He can play the left field or right field there. His arm strength's in a good spot. His reaction time is solid. So his vision is already there. So when I see something like that, I'm pretty happy about it. Ryan McMahon's another guy that I think could be a pretty good pitcher for us in the later rounds. And then as you can see, I scouted like late round outfielders. Reggie Finnegan was projected to be a really good player, but he's smaller. He's a kind of a smaller guy. And if he falls to the 3rd or 4th round, maybe I'll look at him because of that speed's intriguing, but I'm not really going to sweat it there. We looked at some other outfielders here, but there's a potential pitcher in the later round there. But the one I was looking at, I'm trying to see why he's not showing up, is right here. So I was looking at some catchers for the later rounds. Ray Haney could be a deep potential, but his overall will also be maybe in the high 60s. As a catcher, I'm not upset about that. We got to get some more catchers here. So it's either Ray Haney as the potential guy or Robinson Bravo, who's going to potentially fall in the draft. He's going to probably have deep potential, but if his overall's like in the 70s, you grab a guy at 19 years old in the later rounds, and you kind of be cool with it. He's got good arm strength. His fielding's there. Reaction time is there. His potential on stealing is there. But I like the discipline at the plate. He's got some power against righties. I think this could be a good pickup in the later rounds. So I'm hoping for the best there. That's our board. Let's get to it, and let's see who gets drafted for the major leagues in 2026. So the pick is up here for Colorado. Who will they take? They're going to take Val Fernandez. Oh my gosh! The Rockies take Val Fernandez. The right fielder. I love this guy, man. I thought this was going to be our dude. He had such great potential for us. We needed an outfielder. Oh my goodness, that's unreal. Second pick in the draft is going to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they're going to take Carlos Sandoval. 81 potential to 96, and he could be like a high C. That's a good move for them. But guess what, folks? They let the best pitcher in the draft fall to us. That's why I was like, no matter what, I can't be upset about that. You know, we have a chance to really shock people, and you get another pitcher here, 21 years old out of Iowa. You keep him down in the majors for a little bit, but as a #1 prospect, look at this. His velocity's already there. This guy has potential in the mid 80s to the mid 90s. He could be like a high 60 for us, and this could be the dog, man. His stamina's already there. He's got the height and weight that I appreciate. This is huge for us. I cannot believe he fell to us, and you got to be cool about that. We wanted Val Hernandez, of course, but to get someone like the #1 prospect in the entire majors, you got to be excited about that. Michael Crosby heading to the Angels on a crazy fall. That's insane. Oh my gosh, we got a dog in Michael Crosby, man. I am pumped about this. So now, we head through it here. I don't think you can't really trade or anything. So we're just going to go ahead and sim to the next pick. So we're at pick number 40. You got a couple guys here. It looks like we got a ton of pitchers, right? There's a ton of pitchers out there that were on our board. Keith Carlson out of California is 18. Devin Perez already has his ability to take care of his velocity from the get. He's 19 years old. This is the kind of guy that you can kind of grow there. You got Alex Cabral. This is another guy that I'm really pumped about. He's 6'3", 234 out of Puerto Rico, but he's 23 years old, which means that you're probably going to have to throw him into the limelight from the get. And honestly, with his age and speed, it's not that bad. You got Darren Hoffman out there as another dog, but I think I want Alex Cabral. This is the guy I want here. He has some really good abilities with a C potential at least, and if he's in the 70s already, we can bring Cabral up probably in 2 years, and that'll help us with the bullpen down the road. So we got another dog, man. I cannot believe it. Hopefully the rest of this thing falls to us, but now we are entering a spot where, as you can see, Darren Hoffman is out there. Manny Rocha is out there, but I am intrigued about a potential center fielder here. Ed Capel. He's got the good speed on him. Out of Louisiana. His hitting's going to get there. His potential is pretty high. Hoping he's in the high 70s. That would be a nice move there. He could play all the entire outfield. Eddie Capel, but Ramon Uribe is the other guy here. And when I look at this, man, I'm like, either one would be sweet. But Ramon Uribe is a guy I really wanted from the get. So I think I'm going to do that. Ramon Uribe, welcome to the team here. He's a lefty, opted out of the exam, so it's a little bit of a risk there. But I'm glad we took him. We needed a outfielder. And as you can see here, folks, the board starts to get taken. And we got a catcher here that's at 117. He may not make it to us. I really like Ray Haney. He's 21 years old. But you also got these other guys here who I think they could fall to us. These guys right here may not. So I want to take a catcher here. Ray Haney, to me, 6'3", 192. He's got the power already potentially there. It's going to take him some time to grow. He's got to work on his arm a little bit. But, I'm cool about that, man. We take a catcher here. Ray Haney, welcome to the team there. I think that's a good move. He's got some injury concerns, but we'll keep him down there and kind of grow. And then in the 5th round here, it looks like we take Martin Stone. He opted out, 18 years old. You take your guy there and you move on. We are out of prospects, folks. So now that we are out of prospects, we got to think about what is left out there, right? Who is out there that we can snag that we have potentially scouted a little bit? Have we scouted any of these guys? I mean, it looks like a left fielder here. He's actually not bad. You get another left fielder. Just again, it's about trying to scout the outfielders, and I don't think there really is much outside of Nick Zarko, so I'm cool with that. You take him, you work with it. So we got some position players this time. That's not bad. I think you got to be okay with that. The draft has come to an end. So here is where we stand, folks. So we ended up snagging the best prospect in the entire freaking draft. This guy looks like he's going to be a dog. And at 21 years old, we might see Michael Crosby going up there right after Caden Donna, which means the bullpen, the rotation is going to be in a really great spot there. So I'm excited for someone like Michael Crosby in that space. We then go ahead and draft Alex Cabral, another pitcher here who, to me, he's going to be solid. And he could be a long reliever. He could be a middle reliever. 23 years old. He's going to come up soon, though. And I'm really excited for that. In the 4th round, we grabbed another outfielder. 18 years old out of Cuba. This is a guy here that I'm hoping we keep him down in the minors, let him grow, let him ball out, and when it's time to bring him up at 23 years old, it'll be crazy. Then we've grabbed a catcher here who we needed to get. This guy's got power, and I needed a catching prospect, someone a little different here to really help us out. So I'm excited for that, and I'm hoping for the best for him there. And then we kind of grabbed him real quick because he was all that's left on my board. Martin Stone. He's got the speed. He was projected to be 6. He was 69 on our board, and he was not rated at all in the majors. So his velocity's there. I think we can work through it, get his control in order. But at 18 years old, he's got plenty of time, man. And then the last pick, this one, we just didn't have anyone left on our board. Nick Zarko. He actually has pretty good discipline, which I like. Good contact all over the place. And when you see something like that, right, he could probably play right field. It's got him projected to be left field. I'd say you probably throw him in right field. His arm's not as great. But maybe he ends up being a DH for life, you know. That might be the life of Nick Zarko. So we'll see what happens. I'm actually excited. And I think we grabbed some really good players there. So now we got 8 days to the trading deadline, right? That's something we got to look through right there. You know, we gotta work through that. Looks like the all-star voting is in. Kakanowitz. He didn't make it though. He's I don't know, does he considered an all-star? I don't think so. Luke Weaver though, he got the votes for reliever. Love that. Unfortunately, Ben Joyce wasn't even on the board there. That's insane. Well, yeah, that's really insane. How was he not on the board? Wow. Catcher. Logan didn't make it? Yeah, right, bro. Oh, he was number 2. So, and Adley Rutschman's hurt, so Logan's going to get another all-star appearance there. Nolan Schnuel, he was behind some really good first baseman votes. Luis Rengiva was 3rd. That's really good to see there. As far as third basemen are concerned, you know, we had a couple different guys in the mix, so that's tough there. Zach Neto is hurt. This one really crushes us. Torn ligament, finger ligament. So it's just like, what do you do there? The outfield, we didn't have anybody. There's Taylor Ward, though. He's still doing his thing. He's actually doing pretty well right now. 278 average. He's hitting pretty solid. We don't have a legit center fielder there. And Soler and Trout were 4 and 5 on this list, but Judge, Roker, Cowser are there. Designated hitter, Trout was almost there, but Altuve and Brent Rooker beat him. Interesting right on that one. we'll go ahead and move forward. Usei Kikuchi is up. Oh, I gotta fix the lineups there. Something happened. Oh, that was the injury of Conferto. So he plays left field. So we're gonna have Adele do that. And I guess we got no choice. We're gonna have to throw in maybe Soler to play right field. That's tough. Yeah, well, Trout's playing right field in one half. Yeah, that's not bad. We'll get those guys in the mix there. I think we got a good crew, man. Waldo Cabrera, a little cold. Mickey Moniak, a little cold. And I guess you could throw... Yeah, you could probably throw in Dubon there now. Let Adele kind of get it together. That's not bad there. We got Dubon playing center. I think that's a... Oh, man, this is a very strong freaking lineup, in my opinion. Like it. So we will go ahead and get ourselves through this one here. We're going to skip it. Go in there. Emerson's no longer injured. Auto utilize. Today's MLB, one of your user control players is in the All-Star, so let's check out who made it. You show it? Unfortunate Kokonowitz didn't make it, dude. That's kind of crap, bro. Luke Weaver, though, love it. Love it. There goes Logan. Awesome. Labor Torres made it. Oh, that's so brutal. Oh, we almost had it on that one. But it's great to see Angels actually in the running there. Brent Rooker. Yeah, that sucks. So, designated hitter too. Oh, it's so brutal. But we hit some All-Stars. You got to be cool about that. Let's keep it rolling there. We lost to Tampa at the last game of the series, but we won the series. Got to be cool. AL defeated the NL there. Let's see what that looked like. They beat them 9-8. Ooh, we can't even see the box score. That's trash, huh? Then you got the futures here. Wonder if I could see that on my team. Did anyone make it on my team? I don't know if anyone made it on my team, man. It's really weird, like how they have this set up for the futures, but we don't know who made it. So we skipped that there. We'll keep it rolling. Zach Neto, eligible reinstated. He's still injured for another 2 months, so we're just going to take him out right now. Let him chill. That's unfortunate. Pandas now have 26 players that are ready to roll there. Let me see who I'd like to move back down into the single A. I don't think we really have to do much there. Not too hard to determine. You kind of throw... look at this. You got Matthew Lugo. Is stressing right now. I think you probably... Saris is there. These ERAs aren't bad. Well, Fountanel's actually playing okay. Move Lugo back into the single A there. Let him kind of chill. Kind of be okay with that, right? You gotta hope that it's good to go there. With the players that are injured, got one more player we could potentially bring up, folks. And I'm wondering, is it time to bring up Christian Moore? I mean, this is the run that we could potentially make here. And if you bring up Christian Moore, you're pretty much saying, hey, this is the guy that's going to be there now. So we're going to call up Christian Moore. I think that's the move right there. You may move up some guys now into the AAA. And I look at someone like Adrian Placencia. Getting him up into the AAA wouldn't be a bad idea there. I think David Calabresi's having a very good year. You move him up into the AAA. You bolster that up, which now means now you move back Lugo into the AA. and you move in A-roll Vera, so a single A prospect there that's going to grow. Daniel Vasquez, keep him down there for a little bit. Let him kind of chill in the single A. But I'm going to work on these lineups real quick, and we'll get to it and kind of keep simming through. All right, so we've adjusted our lineup here, and I think I'd like to kind of keep it rolling. Got Shane Baz there doing his thing. Got Soriano right after them. It looks like we are up by 1 here against the White Sox. Got Burke starting here. Hoping for the best on this one, man. We are 3-2 here. We got Brock Burke. Wanted to bring this lefty into the majors here. I felt like it was a time. Overall isn't as crazy, but he's got really good accuracy. He truly is, to me, what I hoped Reed Detmers would become. Just a freaking nasty lefty. The type of ability that this guy has, man, is really insane here. A really good reliever for us. Combination of the youth and veteranship of Luke Weaver and Burke has been pretty good. Slider there. Doesn't chase it. Good eye by Evan Carter. Is the down and in here on the slider. Hits this over. We're not going to be able to get that double play. You make the right decision, though. Get that there. Allow us to just... You want me to walk him? An attendee? Nah, dog. We're going for it. There you go. You trust your dog, man. Eye slinker. Ooh, this guy is a freaking assassin. Now a true change up here. Inside circle change. Strikes him out. Sets his feet. Gets it over to first, and we are out of the 7th. Great pitching right there by Brock Burke on that one. And it looks like we head to the bottom of the 8th here. Lennon Sosa, 2 for 3 today. Victor Gonzalez is in. Kind of bringing in a bunch of guys here to help out this game. It is after the All-Star break. Everyone just trying to get used to it. Victor Gonzalez is one of these guys where I'm good to have him here for now. But the hope is that we'll be able to use some of our youth in the minors next season.
That's a ball.
And get a chance to just kind of have some of these guys play together for a while. 2-1 count here. Sinker makes it through. Lennon Sosa has just been staring at the freaking ball the entire at-bat. Inside circle change. Fouls it off. It was right on the money there. Let's get that sinker done. 2-2. Doesn't chase that one. 3-2. Got Bobby Dolbeck up next. Slider here. Oh, I thought that was a great pitch by Victor Gonzalez there at the bottom of the 8th. So, who do we have available here? I mean, how are we not warming up like Luke Weaver or Ben Joyce? Like, what are we doing? Slider here. No outs. Ooh, Victor gets a nice favorable strike call there. 0-1. Swings at that one. They don't take off. 0-2 count. He swung at the slider there. Inside sinker here. Bobby Dolbeck, 186 batting average so far this season. Not the greatest. Should be able to get this guy out and allow us to freaking get out of this inning here with a 1-run lead. Doesn't chase that first ball on the count there. Circle change outside. Doesn't chase that one. Dolbeck fighting on this one here. Let's get this slider. Ooh, didn't even swing, baby. That's how you do it right there. Great pitch by Victor Gonzalez. That's how you want to build up this bullpen, right? Guys that their purpose is very specific. You don't need everybody to do everything. Bring in these guys to just do exactly what we want them to do. Hey, you're good at this, do this. 0-2 count here. Outside circle change. Fouled off that one. That one kind of hung. Come chase this slider here. 0-2 count, bottom of the 8th. 1 out. Be a high slider. Doesn't chase it. Good eye right there by Colson Montgomery. Swing and a miss on that slider. Montgomery can't believe it. Wow, the NL Central is really trash, dude. Those guys have poor records and they're close to winning their freaking pennant there. You got 2 down and you got Chas McCormick here who's already got a home run. 1 for 4 today. Fouls off that sinker low on that one. Got a 132 average, runners in scoring position. Strikes and whiffs that one. 0-2 count. Victor Gonzalez hoping to get out of this one here. 0-2. And a miss! Gonzalez, 1, 2, 3, baby, let's go! Gonzalez pumped about that. And here we go. Runner at second. No outs. We're bringing in the closer, Ben Joyce. Ready to roll here. Throws the heat on that one. Andrew Vaughn, 214 with runners in scoring position. Inside, no good. Runner at second. Leading off a little bit, but kind of dust that this guy is throwing here is disgusting, bro. Ben Joyce pacing himself. Knows it's a fastball. You don't really try to call too much more. Oh! Oh, come on, bro! Oh, I thought that was disgusting there. 2-2 count. Sinker. Swing and a miss there. Andrew Vaughn making it work here. Right up the middle. He's fighting for his life on this one. Settle in. 2-2. Slider. Just kind of hung right there. 2-2 count. Fastball. Fouled off again. Come on, man, with this crap, dude. 8 pitches at off-speed pitch here. 2-2 count. Oh my gosh, he waited for that? Insane. 2-2 count here. Settle in. We've thrown way too many pitchers against this guy. Take your time here, Ben. Got it. Making him wait. Ruin his timing here. Oh! What? There you go. You stared at it. Dude, we threw so many pitches. That was a strike and you know it, man. That was a burner, though. Ooh. Knew it. 1 down. Evan Carter ready to roll here. Oh, 102. It almost exited out the same way. There you go. Confidence up here. 11 stolen bases for second. Oh, hits it over. Rengifo grabs it. The speed of that of Evan Carter is insane. Not able to get it there. Here we go. They're bringing in Andrew Benintendi. 103. Oh, the freaking heat. There you go, Joyce. Off speed. Oh, he hit it. Are you kidding me? Inside fastball. Come on, man. Let's go, Ben. Take your time. Inside sinker here. Oh, man. This guy's fighting for his life on this one. 0-2 count. Joyce has already thrown 20 pitches. These White Sox really want to win this game. Oh my gosh, dude. That is crazy. slider here, 1 and 2 count. And he got him. 2 down. There you go, Ben. His arm has to get tired now. That's why we got, you know, Luke Weaver still in the mix. Hits this thing in the right field. Soler doesn't really have to move much. And that will be an out right there for the Angels. We get it done. Woo, man, we needed that. Keep the momentum going. Pitching is looking solid right here. This is what I'm talking about right now. We don't really have to do anything too crazy just yet. We got hits across the board on the top of the lineup. Love that. Cabrera doing his thing. Trout 2 for 3. 2 walks and 1 strikeout. They got 2 hits there. Soler 1 for 5. Ohapi 0 for 2, but he got walked twice. Odell got 2 for 4. Dubon 1 for 4. Home run by Shinua, his 14th of the year. That's really great to see. 51 ribbies so far for Soler, 42 for Shinua. Buddy Kennedy got hit by a pitch. Shane Baz, a little bit of a struggle, but 6 innings is still pretty solid, and everybody else stepped up and did their thing. Ben Joyce with a lovely save. You got to be happy about that, man. Big, big games, man. Big, big games. All right, so keep it moving here. Today's the day to sign draft picks. Don't know if we're going to be able to get these guys to sign, although it looks like that's probably going to be the case there. You just take the motivation out and make sure you get them. So let's offer him a contract here. 9.72 is probably the thing we want to do there. He declined. Wow. I gave him more money and he declined. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what we got here. He's asking for 2.16 million. You submit the offer. He is signed. So Alex Cabral is an Angel, 23 years old, starting pitcher, but he's probably more of a reliever there. We'll get Ray Haney going too. See if we can get something from Stone. He's asking for 268,000, and we're gonna give him 378. He signs with no issue. Martin Stone's on the team. Look at that, dude. We got guys that want to play, man. They want to sign with the Angels. You love to see that. Look at this. He declined. So Ray Haney says, nah, I'm not ready yet. And Ramon Uribe, he has also declined. Wow, we got some dogs here, huh? Okay, we keep it rolling here. Brock Burke with bases loaded. So we got Burke out there once again. The Angels hitting pretty well, in my opinion. Middle of the road type of guys. You got to be cool with that right there. You know, we're seeing a lot of work for our lefties, but bases loaded here. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Hits this one solid to Trout. Trout's going to set his feet there. He's going to try to chuck this home. Trout's got the arm, and he can't get it done. I thought he had the arm there. 2 down. Swing and a miss there. Good pitch by Burke.
No ball. 1 strike.
Right up the middle again. 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Burke gets it done. Yes, it was bases loaded, but I think he was thrown into that mix there, unfortunately. I think the White Sox get that in there. Unfortunate. Looks like Gonzalez might have given up the run there. Buddy Kennedy with a nice hit. Soler continues to keep his batting average up. Ohapi 0 for 4 now. We got to pay attention to that. Rengifo and Soler with doubles. Home run by Adele. Soriano is the one who gave up the runs in the beginning, but Victor Gonzalez added the additional one there. He didn't even play that much. We got to watch out for that, man. Victor Gonzalez is a guy like, okay, do you just kind of offload him and hopefully you bring in some other guys that kind of help you out? That could be the move there as we, are approaching the trade deadline. And when I see that there, I'm wondering, right, do we make the trade happen here? Victor Gonzalez is a guy I could see being available, but you got to think about, is there anybody here that could potentially change the landscape of our team, right? Do we go all in and try to bring in a bunch of dogs now? You got someone like Jesus Luzardo that's on the Phillies here. He's having an incredible year. I mean, he's available, but does that even make any sense there? Reese Olson, excuse me. He's another solid guy there. So, or you could bring in another good hitter here. And Jock Peterson, like, is it time to do that? Nolan Gorman from the Cardinals. You know, he's hitting freaking solid. 25 years old. You know, is that the guy you want to bring in? I don't think so. I think when I think about bringing in a player, it's someone that might be a little older, high 20s, low 30s, that's going to maybe help us out and shut things down. Now, when I look at this here, I'm considering making a trade with the Cardinals. Pedro Pages is a guy that I think could be a pretty good player for us. Now, if we do that, we got to think about what's going to happen to the player that we have up there right now that's backing up our guy. I think it's not Cuero. I think it might be, can't remember his name. But when I look at that, they're looking at a starting pitcher, second baseman, center fielder. If we make the trade and we replace him with Gustavo Campero, right, for example, and they're looking for a starting pitcher, a third baseman. Is there a third baseman we're willing to give up now? I mean, you got a really good player here in Dustin Harris. He's doing really well in the AAA. But is it worth it to keep him around now, knowing that we got Buddy Kennedy up there, we got Ibanez, you got Cabrera? Is Dustin Harris, really going to help us out as we got some younger guys ready to roll? I think you can probably let Dustin Harris go. You get the catcher to help us out with the depth. Doesn't cost us much. We're within our budget. I think this is a good move for us. The Cardinals are not doing so well this year, so that's a team that I'm willing to move with and grab a player like that. So I'm really happy we get a catcher behind Logan that I think is ready to roll there. So I thought that was I think that's a really good pickup. Now this is about trying to win now, right? And you got to think about, is there a pitcher out there that is ready to roll now? Scott Barlow, he's a dog, 33 years old. The guy pitches exactly the way you need him to. Is he going to get us over the hump? You got Dane Dunning from the Rangers, 31 years old. Is he going to get us over the hump? Bryce Elder. I mean, the Marlins they're trying to give up pitchers here. We grabbed Shane Baz last year from the Rays. Do you grab Cabrera now? He's really good. But again, it's about, are they going to get us over the hump? I just don't see that. I don't see that in Cabrera. Now, I don't know. Carson Bange. Jesus Luzardo. Jose Ruiz, he's in the minors. The Cubs, I mean, there was another catcher there. You got a young guy in Kevin Alcantara, 6'6". He's currently in the majors now. I mean, that's depth, but I don't think that's really going to help us win. So I'm thinking about a starting pitcher. I'm just not sure if it's in the cards to grab a guy now. So, I mean, I'm looking at Andrew Abbott. I mean, the Brewers are in first, so, grabbing a prospect doesn't make sense at this time. Pirates got Bailey Falter. I mean, he's just trying to get rid of that contract for sure. Tony Gonsolin, 31 years old. He's in the minors right now. I mean, he's locked in, ready to roll. We can bring in Gonsolin right now. So where are the Dodgers at, right? I'm assuming they're up on the top. There's no way they're not. So getting rid of Gonsolin, why are you doing that, right? That doesn't really make any sense for me. Why would you put a guy on a block like that unless he's damaged goods? But, you know, maybe because he's got a big contract or something. 4.4 and he's playing in the minors. Or this guy right here. He's got 2.2 and he's playing in the minors. So maybe that could be the reason why they're upset about it. I think if we were to trade someone like Gonsolin, right? They need a first baseman, a second baseman, a first baseman or second baseman here. And I look at what's out there. I think the Ryan Noda could be a move right there. He's doing okay. He's not really lighting it up. I think Shinua plays just fine there. I mean, Nico Cavadas, a couple years old. Sonny DiChiara, Miles Emerson. I don't know if that would move the needle for them. I think Ryan Noda could be a move right there. They need a second baseman. I mean, you can grab... Let's look at the center fielders there. We got Dubon, Moniak, Teodosio, Skull. I actually really like these pieces here. Center field. Right field. I mean, De Jesus, Rio Foster. Tucker's having a pretty decent year too. He's hitting pretty solid. 24 years old. Do you try to give that up? I think so. Then Dubon, we can't risk the we need the outfield in order because of Conforto being hurt. We really don't have much depth out there. I mean, and Denzer Guzman is playing pretty well right now. I mean, if we give up a first baseman, I think that's a move right there. You give up a second baseman. I don't know about unloading it, but getting some pitchers here could really help us out. I'd say let's make the move. We send him Caleb Ketchup. He's 24 years old. They get some youth there. Where are they at as far as first basemen are concerned? They really need depth in the first baseman spot, so us doing that works out. They need some depth in the second base spot. There's a lot of division there too. So I think this is a good move for us. We play with the Dodgers. We make the trade, and I think those are really good for us at this point. We get those trades done, and that should allow us now to kind of work with this lineup, right? So we rearranged the roster there, made sure the lineups are in good order, and we're going to keep it rolling here. We can't really sign draft picks. This whole episode's about trying to get the picks going. I'm hoping we get these guys right. Crosby's asking for quite a bit of money here, $9.57 million. Hoping that he declined again. This guy's really upsetting me. Let's see if we can get Ray Haney declines. There you go. Ramon Uribe, one of our fourth late round pick there, 18 years old. He has accepted of that. Let's get Nick Zarco here. Does he accept it? He has also decided. So we got outfield in order now. Let's see if we can get these guys going, man. We'll keep it rolling here. Will Vest, hoping to keep the lead there, and they defeat the Mariners on that one. Ben Joyce, hoping to hold it down. They defeat the Mariners again. You love to see that, man. The bullpen working together here. All right, does Crosby make it work? And he has decided to sign. So the number one prospect in the majors is now officially a Los Angeles Angel. Love to see that. Haney here, hoping to make it work. He is also signed. So we got all draft picks in order. Thank goodness. Happy about that. Let's get it going here. Victor Gonzalez, hoping to hold it down. They beat the Mariners. They sweep them. Woo, you'll take that. Down by 2 here. I'm hoping we can get right on this one. The Angels looking really good right now. Bases loaded. Nolan Schanuel going against Josh Zbors. High fastball there, no good. Ryan Helsley ready to enter. Got a good set of hitters here, man. Rips this thing in our left field. 2 down, shallow, no good. End of the 7th. Top of the 7th for the Angels there, no luck. And the Rangers beat us there. Jose Soriano. He's struggling, bro. He's struggling. Our hits aren't getting there, but, you know, you got to mix it up where we can. Oswaldo Cabrera getting a double along with Nolan and Mickey. Soriano consistently giving up hits, but the back of the rotation is, I mean, the bullpen's working. That's what I'm, you know, we got to understand, like, the starters will get there. And maybe we use that call up, right, to bring in someone like Caden Donna. Who knows? But I'm really happy we got all our picks there. You got to be good with that. We lose against Texas. We win that last one there. And Oswaldo Cabrera is out for a couple days. We lose the series, that 4-game series there. That's tough. Got the Athletics coming up. Shanua already has 2 home runs, so they bounce back there. They beat the Athletics 10-3. Keep it rolling there. We are down. You got Cabrera up, ready to roll. Runners on first and second. 100. Yeah, see, that's the thing. We're middle of the road. So what that tells me is, like, we're almost, like, we can do it. If we make some big decisions in this off season, maybe we can make it work. And the players that we have, we just got to build on this youth. Nice rip right there by Cabrera between right and center field. We're going to tag. He's got the speed. He's got the speed. He's safe. Ooh, Kyron Paris getting to it. And there you go. We got Trout on a rainy day here against Tyler Ferguson. Oh, man, I thought we hit that slider. Here we go. Runners on first and third. Hits this thing hard to shortstop. Gets it over to second base, and the Angels can't get it done there. It looks like we're just going to go ahead and simulate to the end. And the Angels get it done. Oh, Hoppy with the ribby double. Pages to end up helping us out there. There you go. So that pickup worked out. Buddy Kennedy was a pinch runner. Pages was playing first base. He got the hit we needed. Love to see that. Soriano only gave up 1 run. And then look at that. Everybody else just continuing to contribute. Ben Joyce, 29 saves so far this year. So this is a good situation here for the Angels so far. Continue to fight to stay in this one. And we got Luis Rengifo here. Down. Oh my gosh, we are, golly. 13-4 there. Coming off the injured list. Let's go ahead and auto-utilize him there. So we got 27 players there. Let's double check that real quick. In the AAA, we got to move somebody down. Because Ruiz is back. I got to get that guy going. He needs to be nurtured here. I'm wondering what we do is we move Ruiz down into AA. That's probably the easier deal there. And then we move someone down. Probably someone at the bottom of the lineup there. Probably Eric Torres. Get him into the single. Kind of be cool with that. Let's just get the lineup right in the AA there. Oh, I did. Okay. Let me double check this here real quick. I want to get Ruiz in the lineup. Rio Foster having a tough time. Put in Jorge Ruiz. Well, we got a lot of players here. What the heck? Skull's doing well. Nelson Rada's there. Warner Blakely. Kind of play anywhere. Let's go ahead and put Jorge Ruiz in that lineup there. Chara. Actually, Anthony Skull. Do that. All right, so we're good there. Let's kind of keep it moving here. Actually, what does that say? We do have potential for trade extensions. And you look at someone like Luke Weaver, Tony Gosselin, Jorge Soler, Andy Ibanez. I think you let some of these guys go. But the guy I want to sign now is Pedro Pages. This guy, to me, at 27 years old, is not going to cost us a whole lot. This helps us out. I think that's a fair move there. $3 million. I think that's fair. I think if we can bring him in for like 2.8 for like 3 years, I think that's a fair move for this guy. And you know, he gets a chance to kind of move forward somewhere else, but that helps us out there. So we get Andy Pages. Luke Weaver at 32 years old, I still think this guy's got enough in the tank. Now he's asking for a lot there. In my opinion, I think that's kind of insane. At 32 years old, I'm willing to give this guy probably, I think that's the money right there, $6 million. We got him, and everybody else we're gonna kind of let sit. Solaire's getting to that age where it's time to move on. Tony Gosselin, he hasn't proved himself yet, so I'm not gonna sign a guy at 31 years old until we know for sure. So we get that extension taken care of in that space there. We'll kind of keep it moving. We're at the trade deadline now. I don't think there's anything more we need to do. I believe we brought in everybody that we needed to. And this is the team that's going to try to get us over the hump. So happy about it. Ready to roll. We kind of keep it moving here. Trade deadline to sign our picks. And everyone has been signed. We'll kind of keep it moving there. Home team down by 1. Let's see what we can do here. The last game, because I think we should be able to see what our draft prospects look like. I want to see that episode here. I want to see that in this episode here. See where we stand with it. Logan O'Hoppe, 234 batting average, going against Eric Miller. Runner on third. Circle change is going to be no good there. Just a little out of the strike zone. We got to be cool with that. 1-0 count. Oh, come on, man. Oh, I shouldn't have swung. Oh, I'm an idiot. They get the win there. Victor Medeiros with the loss. How did he do? Nolan Shanua hit pretty well. Everyone hit but Rengifo. Trout with his third triple. Soler, 21 homers now. Nolan, 19. Usei Kikuchi didn't do so well. Victor Medeiros did not as well. They struggled a little bit at the top. Luke Weaver gave up one after we signed him. But Brock Burke playing well. Chase Silseth had the close there. So I like that, right? With Usei Kikuchi there, maybe we'll move him into the long reliever role. Try to move up another cat there. Maybe Gonsolin will be the starter. Maybe that's what we do right there. That could be the move. Take Usei out, you put Gonsolin in there, so he'll be ready for the next setup. I think Usei being there is not bad at all. I think you want to move Luke into the setup. I think that's the move right there. Get him going in that space. But this isn't bad. Usei and Victor Medeiros. I guess you could potentially have long relievers there. Probably do that. I think that's a good move there. So we kind of keep it rolling here. We're going to sim and let's see. Do we get to see our draft picks? We do. So let's check it out. Holy hell! 88 potential for Michael Crosby. Super there. 75 for Alex Cabral. 74 for Ramon Uribe. 71 for Ray Haney. Martin Stone, 81. And Zarco is a 66. Let's check this out here, folks. 67 overall, B potential. He's 21 years old, but look at his stats already, dude. This guy is going to be incredible for us. I think this is going to help us out. We're ready to roll with him. He's got the speed already, dude. We're just going to build up everything else. And probably by 24, he'll be ready to go. Alex Cabral, 71 overall, C potential. Can't complain about that. You got a guy at 23 years old. He's probably going to be ready to roll probably in 2 years if we can get him right. So we'll get him in the AAA, get him going there. So he'll be a guy that we can leverage as a starter / long reliever. Ramon Uribe, 65 with the C potential. He could play outfield, 18 years old. You're just gonna let him grow. But the outfield is looking pretty good. 68 with the C, can't complain there. You got a guy here that we could probably put into the AA. His hitting, his power's already there. This is I'm looking forward to using that guy. Martin Stone, B potential, 54 overall. Pretty low, but at 18 years old, you put him in the single A for a couple of years, let him chill there, and then we move him up to AA when it's time to roll. And then Nick Zarco, 62 with the D. Tough right there, but he was one of our last picks. Good hitting as far as contact is concerned. Vision and discipline is there. Clutch is there. When I see something like that, man, you're talking about some really good options for this guy. Yeah, let him play in the single A as well, and you're kind of cool with it. I like these picks, dog. And when you look at the depth chart now for 2027, right, our guys are set. Look at that. Look at our depth chart now. Caden Donna will be ready to go next year. He'll be set. Soriano's there, young. Kakanowitz, young. Boz, young. We got a good core, man, across the board now. I am so excited about this because you're talking about dudes that'll be really set up to succeed now. You look at someone like Conforto, you know, he's regressing now because of his injury. Do you try to let him go at 33? Maybe, or maybe you have him as a designated hitter. Him and freaking Trout get it going there. You know, now Trout's starting to regress a lot, folks. So, you know, the chances of this guy really being the dog once again, it's not looking so good. Hopefully he makes it to us for another year, but you just never know. 2028, look at this again. You got guys here that are really set up. Bruno Ramirez, look at that. Like this youth, the youth movement is happening here for the Angels now. Christian Moore will be ready to roll. This is sick, dude. Jose Soriano drops to the reliever position. Dude, who cares? Great setup there. You got 2029. Everyone else continuing to move up. And again, these guys looking really good. Tyron hopefully develops well, but you just never know. And by 2030, you know, we'll have a whole new group. So we got a long way to go, but I'm happy about this team here. I'm hoping our, you know, Crosby ends up being the dog that we hope for. His overall is rough, but it is what it is there. I wonder if we can see who drafted him, right? Wasn't Lopez? Was it Salvador Mendoza left? Was it the Cubbies? 66 with the B. Was it it might have been the Cubbies. Salvador Mendoza was 18 years old. No, that's not him. Carlos Sandoval was the other cat here. He's a 66 with the B. So we actually got, but he's 19. So that's a big deal right there. George Mota did not sign. Ooh, he didn't sign. So he'll be in the mix next season. That's going to be interesting there. Trying to figure out who, I can't remember the guy's name now. It might have been the Cubbies. It had Salvador. Yeah, his vision was there. Oh. I think it was a left fielder or right fielder, but we'll keep looking. Not Scott Watson. It was an outfielder for sure. Not Reggie. It might have been him. Yeah, I think it was Salvador. So I think we got the best grab, man. I think this helps us out. Pretty interesting there. Where everyone's standing right now. There's some really bad picks from an overall standpoint. Carlos Sandoval one, though, I think is a good move for them. Wow. Oh, Val Hernandez. That's who it is. The Rockies took Val Hernandez, 20 years old, 89 potential, 69 in overall, B in true talent. That's the guy, Val Hernandez. The Rockies took him. Wow. He's not bad. So I think overall, you know, you had some guys that were pretty legit here. Look at this A potential here for the Giants. Shane Guerrera, A potential there for the Orioles. So, you know, there's some pretty good players out here. But I believe we got the right guy, man. So this is where we'll leave it. Let's check out the stat line here. Angels 9.5 games behind the Mariners, but we're still positive for the year. So I'm really hoping for the best there. The Trash Pandas, with the amount of movement that's been happening, we are 17 and 15, but we were first place in the other in the first half of the season. So you got to be cool there. And the Bees have dropped down to 3 behind the River Cats. So we got to hope for the best on that one. Looks like Adrian Placencia, he struggled a little bit in AAA, but he just started, so I think he'll get it done. Francis Tecido, he had a rough, but he wasn't supposed to be there. George Clausen got smoked. Holy hell. Werner Blakely is hitting like a dog in AA. Good to see that. Christian Moore, back to it, dude. He is popping off. Jonathan Cruz, continuing to be the closer that we hope he can become down the road, or at least a setup guy. Sam Bachman did pretty good there. So I think we got the crew, man. Hopefully, it would be great to see Zach Neto there. I just don't know if he's going to make it. The injuries those have been crucial. But I got faith in this. We got 26. That is 35, 36. So we technically have 4 players that are not on the 40-man list. And, you know, we'll think about that down the road. I don't know about putting Bruno yet, but Bruno is looking good. 1.98 ERA, 22 years old. We might get a chance to see this guy play next season. Caden Donna, 3.14 ERA, 120 innings pitched though. This guy is a freak. 2.8 WAR, bro, for Caden Donna. So we got guys that are going to come up next season. Players that we're going to be okay to move on from, like Usei Kikuchi. I don't know if anyone's going to want him, but I'd be willing to try to grab like a light prospect for him to just get him off our board, and he can do something for somebody else. Connor Brogdon is another guy that's just lingering here, and at 31 years old, you know, might be time to move on from him. I'm really looking forward to someone like Bryce Teodosio. I think he's got the bat to be ready to roll. And then again, it's about building out that outfield for the future. And there's some pretty interesting players here. I'm hoping we'll see Zephyr John back up there. It's tough right now. You know, at 64 while he's 20 years old. I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep him around. But, you know, we got some youth here, man. And Trout, I hope we can keep him around. I'd love to have a shot at rolling deep into the playoffs. You just never know here. But the youth movement is mostly here. Got some good vets, but, man, I'm really pumped about some of these guys that are here now. I think we can really get it done. We got some older guys, but they're only supposed to do it for a little bit. But with Conforto being out for probably a year, this is another guy you're probably going to have to look to move on from, or you DFA him and put him to AAA for a little bit and then bring him back up. That could be the move there eventually. So I'm hoping for the best. I don't think Gonsolin has had an opportunity to pitch. He pitched 1.1 innings. He got smizzoked. Holy hell. So hopefully he'll be ready when he's supposed to be, but that didn't look. But that'll do it for us today, everybody. If you like what you saw, please drop a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and most importantly, subscribe to keep up with the series. The Angels aren't looking too bad. The future is bright, folks. We brought in some dogs. The pitching core is coming, the outfield is growing, and I believe that these Angels can overtake the Astros, the Rangers, the Mariners, and Athletics for years to come. We just got to stay patient. Y'all have yourself a good one. And as always, let's go Angels.